Good evening everyone and welcome to TTL F2. This is season 5, round 10. It's the final round of the championship. I can't believe it. How fast has the season gone? Honestly. But yes, it is the final season, final race of the season I should say, season 5. And what a prospect we have in mind. Week of course, but the constructors all still to play for, and of course I'm JimTed14. For those of you who are tuning in and don't know me, you should know me by now. I've been here for quite a while now on this channel, but I will be taking you through the action once again in TTL F2, and I can't wait for the drivers to take a hold of out on track. There are only 4 drivers currently here at the moment, but if people are tuning in and you are supposed to be racing, come on. Where are you? Come on, get in the lobby. It'd be fantastic to have as many people as possible here, of course. Obviously this is Brazil, and looking to last week in Mexico, it was TTG Honey who took the feature race, with Vickmill taking the sprint race as well, and Vickmill getting awarded driver of the day last week. Looking at the performances actually last week from the main title protagonist, of course Afri has already wrapped up the championship with a DNS and a 3rd last week. We also had good performances from Siege, 3rd and 6th, Honey 1st and 5th, 2 4th places for ILRT Matter on his debut as well. Obviously very fantastic indeed. We should be getting going, as I say, very shortly. There's only 4 drivers here. I'm not sure if there's anything on tonight. ILRT Matter has joined, which is good to see. Good to have him racing. 5 drivers though, a bit disappointing so far. But of course Afri has wrapped up the championship. 257 points, he cannot be caught here tonight. Spike is in 2nd on 197 points, and he has already wrapped up 2nd as well, with Siege in 3rd on 144, with Lyronix in 4th on 143, so only a point separating. Siege is here, Lyronix isn't yet. Navy in 5th on 110, Honey and Vickmill in 6th and 7th on 104 and 103 respectively. Sean in 8th on 81, Maximus in 9th on 66, Casper in 10th on 61. Then looking down the rest of the grid, Maze on 45, Schnitzel on 41, Gort on 29, ILRT Matter after his debut performance last week on 20 points in 14th, Andy in 15th on 16 points, Alan Kay in 16th on 11, Racing Bomber, who should be appearing here tonight, he has got his internet fixed. He's in 17th on 5, and S. Graham is in 18th on 4 points. Plenty of invites being given out, and it's good to see the lobby beginning to fill up a little bit more. Hopefully we get a good attendance for the final race of the season. Constructors is the main focus though here tonight. Trident currently leading the way on 268 points, with BWT Arden in 2nd on 250. Really those two can really only win the Constructors Championship. Dam's in 3rd on 224, with Carlin in 4th on 204, Campus in 5th on 140, with Art Grand Prix in 6th on 139, MP Motorsport in 7th on 111, Sauber Junior in 8th on 79, Univertosi in 9th on 65, and Prima in 10th on 45 points. And we are here at the Autodromo Juan Carlos Pache, better known to you and me, of course, as Interlagos. 15 corners for the drivers to get around here tonight. There are 2 DRS zones, one from the kink at turn 15 down to the start finish straight down towards turn 1, and the other one is down the back straight, you could call it here, between turns 3 and 4 from the SNOSs all the way down into the braking zone of the first sector, and a very technical middle sector as well. I've been practicing around this track with a couple of the guys, VRT Venom, who will be joining us next season, the Scotsman, passing his trial with flying colours, and also Alan Kay having a bit of a run around as well, doing that trial. And I've got to say, honestly, the back end does really kick out. If you get on the curb and you apply a bit too much power out of some of these corners, you are seriously going to lose the back end. It's not the greatest feeling to have, and I'm sure you guys will take it nice and easily out on track. Just going to tune into the comment section, see how you guys are getting on here tonight for TTL F2. Of course, we are here for the final round of the season. Points to be had tonight. Yeah, points definitely to be had tonight. I mean, if this is the attendance, everyone may as well just continue round. Even if you've lapped, you may as well just continue round. You'll still be picking up valuable points. Even if it is a point, it still counts towards your total at the end of the season. And that, I think, is the best possible way to round off the season. Picking up points, everyone guaranteed them. Absolutely fantastic stuff. There's 10 drivers currently within the lobby at this moment in time. Siege, LNK, Maze, Andy, ILRT, Matter, Navy, Vicmill, Spike, Goat, and Racing Bomber. Racing Bomber, of course, back after a couple of race layoff, fixing his connection. Good to see him back with the German. And he's going to be racing in the Sauber Junior team by Cheroux. Maximus is missing tonight. There's a couple of guys that have got other plans here tonight. S. Graham is going to be missing tonight as well. So a couple of the main protagonists you could imagine within the mid-pack not going to be here tonight. So could open up a big opportunity for some of these guys to potentially get on the podium, potentially get really good results here tonight. It is going to be very interesting to see how this night unfolds, as we will be getting going very shortly indeed. I have a feeling we'll be starting around 8:05 because of the lack of attendees at this moment in time. But hopefully everyone keeping well tonight. Of course, if you do want to get in touch, do show your support to the drivers in the chat as well tonight. I will, of course, be reading out the comments during the course of the night. And I will be back in just one moment in time. We'll wait until we get going very shortly indeed. And just like that, I am back. There we go. Just taking a little bit of break to have a bit of a cough and a splutter off stream. Just waiting for Afri as his internet has died. So we're waiting on Afri for his internet to kick back in. Hopefully he can join. I think, as I say, we'll be starting around 8:05. ILRT Matter has just tweeted out us. Fantastic to see ILRT Matter watching us the stream. Of course, if you are watching, come on, you can give us a nice friendly comment. Season 5, round 10, of course, here in Brazil. Is he actually streaming his POV, which will be quite good, or is this the link to the stream? He is streaming his own POV as well, which is fantastic to see, and that's what we would like to promote. Drivers, obviously, if they see anything with get involved in any incidents and they're streaming their own POV, then I think that's a much better way, because we can then have a look at the incidents, have a look at some alternative angles from the stream, from the POV shots of the driver as well, and then determine an outcome of any incidents that do occur. Hopefully the stewards will not be busy tonight, because it is the final night of TTL F2 before the new season begins. I do believe it begins next week, which is going to be a very quick turnaround. Of course, if you are wanting to tune in for further action here this week, or if you want to follow me, I'm going to be commentating on League of Europe GT Sport tomorrow from 6 o'clock. So that should be quite interesting. It's around Nürburgring. Goodness me, I'm not looking forward to that at all. But still. Thursday, TTL F1. It will be, of course, Kieran and Andy. And good luck to Kieran as well. He is filling in for Justin, who you might know of from AOR and ILR. Kieran going to be filling in for the Challenger Esports series tonight, and indeed last night as well. So try and catch him up, of course, after this race, and we wish him, of course, the best of luck in that. I hope I will get to that point eventually. Thursday, as I say, Kieran McGinley and Andy are going to be commentating on TTL F1. Then on Friday, we have the start of our sprint leagues, TTSL, League 1 and League 2. Yes, we've got 2 tiers. Absolutely great. And of course, we will be starting off the season this Friday up and coming. I will be commentating on League 2, and I'm also the admin for League 1, so it's going to be a busy Friday night for me up and coming. And then back to it on Monday with TT_Project Cars, Janetta GT5s around Donington National. That is the action that is upcoming on the TTTV channel. And if you are tuning in for the very first time and you literally haven't subscribed, or you haven't notified yourself with when we go live, please do so. It helps us a great amount. Going to be a very interesting reverse grid. Yeah, I totally agree. It is going to be a very interesting reverse grid. Of course, we've got the TTL F2 Cup next week as well. Thank you for pointing that out, mate. I totally forgot about that. Got a tenner on you, Alan, says Spike. And don't be wasting your money, is the response from Alan to Spike. We'll see how it pans out during the course of the night. Of course, Afri still not here. It is 8:05. Alan K has readied up. I am just going to have a tune in. Afri just coming in and saying he's getting a setup and then he's joining. So he's just going to get a setup and then he's going to join. So it should be about 2 minutes until he joins the session. He might be able to join, as I say, within the sprint race later on, because I think the guys are being a little bit impatient and are going to get us started very shortly indeed, with 15 seconds to go on the countdown clock. No countdown theme tune for us here tonight. Oh, Afri has literally just joined right there, very late on. Come on, get your car. There we go. Afri is in, he's in for his trident. So we've got 11 drivers instead of 10, which means somebody might be missing out on the points, sadly, which is a shame. One-shot qualifying to begin off with, though. Brazil, 15 laps. Of course, we will ride on board with whoever we go on board with in one-shot qualifying, as we are just getting ready to get going. If you see the name that is missing on your screen, don't worry, that is Afri. The name glitch will fix itself in about 2 minutes time. I've noticed it doesn't fix until about 2 or 3 minutes time. But we've got 11 drivers to do battle here tonight. Who are your predictions on? I've got a feeling, for some odd reason, that ILRT Mata could get pole position here. Really have a feeling he could exploit himself to be a real title contender here tonight. Of course, he's not a title contender, but a race contender certainly. I think Mata will get pole. I think Afri will get second, and Vicmill will get third. There you go, there's my top 3 predictions. I'll never make a prediction for one-shot qualifying, so let's just see how that pans out. My predictions have been going quite well in other leagues in recent weeks as well, so hopefully the luck is still there. But we are getting going now, as we are on board with TTG Navy, our favourite driver to go on board with a one-shot qualifying lap. He's on a set of soft compound tyres and already down into turn 1, hanging off the camber of the corner through the centre S's. Really attacking that, get the third gear through the corner, and that is where you gain the time. That is exactly how I would do it out on track. Vicmill, Navy, Mata up in the top 3. Perfect prediction so far at the minute, but Navy down into the middle sector. 19 flat through the first sector there from Navy. Vicmill, Mata and Afri just in behind as well as they come up the hill now to turn 6 and turn 7. To the right-hander here, then followed by another right, and then into the complex at 8 and 9. This is the highest point on the track here at Interlagos. Now running down the hill, Mata and Afri now coming into the top 3. Vicmill just dropping off a couple of positions, but Navy currently out on top at the minute in one-shot qualifying. Halfway through the middle sector, approaching the end of the middle sector now. We come towards the final sector, and Navy looking good at the minute. Afri, Mata, Siege has just jumped up into 4th as well. 59.4 through the middle sector for Navy, and you can really see the sun shining down on the driver's eyes. They're through 13, now into 14. Afri trying to catch Navy on the straight. It will be a battle of who will get it to the line. I think Navy is going to hold it though. Navy to the line. It's a 1:18 flat, very close between the top 7. 9/10 of a second separating the top 7 there, but it is Navy who takes it in Interlagos with the rest following on in behind, and we'll tell you the grid order now. Navy takes it by 1/10 of a second from Afri, the championship winner, in 2nd position. Mata in 3rd. I'm not too far off on my prediction, to be honest. Siege in 4th with Vicmill in 5th. Racing Bomber, nice lap from him. 1:18.9 goes 8,000 ahead of Spike for 6th. Spike in 7th. Alan K is 8th. Gort is in 9th. Andy got a disqualification for an invalidation somewhere out on track. And Mays didn't set a time, I think. Probably retired. He might have lost the back end coming through the final sector, I would imagine, because that is a very difficult corner. Turn 12, very, very difficult here in Brazil. But just tune into the comment section. TIGS coming in and watching the action. Good to see you here. And it is dry for Brazil. I'm not sure how many laps we have got. This is one thing I haven't done today. I haven't went into Grand Prix mode and see how many laps the races actually are. So this is going to be quite new to me as well. But we should get going very shortly indeed for however many laps of action, plus the formation lap of course to come. If you do want to make a top 3 prediction in the comment section, do go ahead and do that, because I'll be reading them out during the course of the night, and reading out of course your comments that are coming through during the course of the night as well. Please keep it very professional in the comments as well. 10 seconds to go before we go on to the formation lap, and I will tell you my top 3 predictions at the end of the formation lap as I normally do. But we should get going very shortly indeed. So, onto the formation lap we go then. 20 laps for the drivers to really get a hold of here. Tons of lap times. Oh, that's not what you like to see. Navy has just lost it off the start. That's a bit of a strange thing. I've never seen that before this season. You've got to wait until the final race of the season to just spin it off to not even off the line, and he spins it. But anyways, back to the formation lap. Navy obviously out on pole position. After second, Mata third. They're on a set of medium compound of tyres. Of course, only 2 available compound of tyres for the drivers. Of course, not being 3 compound of tyres, that would be softs, mediums and hards, of course, in normal F1. This is, of course, the F2 cars. Looking further down the field, Siege, Vicmil, Racing Bomber, all on a set of soft compound of tyre. They will be quicker in the first half of the race than in the second half. I think anyone going for a set of mediums to softs, you've done yourself proud with that strategy. I think you'll be faster towards the end of the race, which is good to see. Spike, Alan K, Gort and Andy as well on a set of medium compound of tyres. Maze as well on a set of soft compound of tyres. Of course, remember the soft compound of tyres is the fastest of the 2 compound of tyres available to the drivers, but they will wear at a higher rate. While if you're on the mediums starting off the race, you will obviously have fresher tyres, but you will go deeper into the race and then possibly be quicker towards the end of the race. As I say, anyone on mediums, you're doing yourself a good job there. I think it'll be the best strategy around this track. Top 3 for me. I'm going to go Afri for the win. I'm going to go Navy for second, and I'm going to be very boring and go Mata for third. There you go. You've heard it here first. Maze and Andy just joining up onto the grid positions now. They will take their positions very shortly indeed. Beautiful run down towards turn 1. Are we going to get an instant classic like 2008, Lewis Hamilton and Timo Glock and the wet race that unfolded then? Don't think we will, but let's see. 5 red lights are about to go out here for the final round, the final feature race of TTL F2. Lights down, away we go. Navy gets a very good start off the line, so does Afri. Very good start as well from Siege. Mata just bogging down off the start, losing a couple of positions down into turn 1. And Navy and Afri pretty much go down into turn 1. Racing Bomber just gets caught in a bit of contact ahead as well. Afri is through on Navy, who I think just lost the back end rather than anything else. Afri leads then towards the end of the first sector already, and he's got 6 tenths over Navy. Vicmil in third, Siege in fourth, Mata in fifth. They all Constantino in behind. Racing Bomber, as I said, was looking down the inside of one of the drivers. I'm not sure who it was, but he definitely made a little bit of contact. It's all clean relatively as they go up the hill, pretty much in line of stern formation. Constantino effect will begin to occur coming through turn 7. Oh, and Vicmil into the back of Navy, just misjudging his braking point slightly. Afri though has got the lead by 1.2 seconds, with Navy in second. There's Vicmil in third, Siege in fourth. We'll take on board with Mata at the minute, who is trying to look around the outside of Siege. Not going to be quite close enough. Spike trying to go up with his inside as well. Very down the inside on Spike, possibly looking to remove the German. Down the inside he goes, doesn't want to overfight himself in the car, and again just losing control of the car slightly. And Afri leads the way by 1.3 seconds coming across the line. Navy in second, Vicmil third, Siege in fourth. They all filter through. Mata in fifth, Spike in 6th, Racing Bomber in 7th, Gort in 8th, under pressure from Alan Kay. Mays and Andy nearly going side by side down into turn 1, but a very clean turn 1 at that as well. And Asprey leads the way by 1.2 seconds. We'll go on board with the battle for second though. Vic Mill chasing Navy down into the braking zone at turn 4. Not quite close enough there, but the pole right on the back, and the Brit of Siege right on the back as well. Of course, very interesting to see the MP Motorsport, the BWTR and the Carling Car, they're all within the Constructors' battle. So how is this going to pan out here tonight? And of course Afri looking good as well in the Trident, who are currently leading the Constructors. There's a bit of battling going on further in behind. Alan Kay just struggling slightly. Mace has got past him, and Andy's down the inside of him now into turn 8, I think this is, or turn 9. Andy has got the move done. Has he run the outside? Yes, he has. So the Scotsman up to 10th position past Alan Kay, and positions just changing slightly again. Alan Kay and Andy fighting at the back of the field here, but this is for the final point. Of course, remember, traditional points, F1 point standings for the feature race, and then the sprint race we have an all different point system, which makes things a little bit more interesting. At the end of lap 2, after he leads 1.4 seconds, with Navy in second, Vic Mill just out of the slipstream trying to look for the inside line into turn 1. He's half committed there, but not quite close enough. Siege in behind in 4th, Matter in 5th, Spike in 6th, Racing Bomber in 7th. Mace has got past Gort, we missed that. Mace has got past Gort for 8th position. Gort now in 9th, Andy in 10th and Alan Kay in 11th. We've right on board with the battle for second, not quite close enough there. We'll right on board further down the field. Gort on the back of Mace, trying to hunt him down. Alan Kay looking to the inside of Andy. Getting half committed, not quite going to go for the move there. There is a yellow flag in sector 2, and it's Gort who is round. Gort is round, I think he just dropped the back end coming through turn 4, I think that was. Vic Mill losing control of the car, and now Siege is up the inside and takes full advantage of that slight mistake from Vic Mill. Good position of the car there by Siege, realised the mistake from the pole, and Siege is up to P3, and Carlin could be getting more valuable points here tonight. Matter in behind as well, trying to chase with Spike. Racing Bomber not too far behind as well. Gort has recovered after his mistake. He's down in 11th position at the minute, roughly about 10 seconds off Alan Kay. But sure, he will get back into this, and of course he will have to go for a soft compound of tyres. He is one of those drivers that you can possibly watch out for, and he's round again, actually, just coming through turn 11 there, which is why the yellow flags were out for. We are about 1/5 distance through this feature race, and it's 1.5 seconds between Afri and Navy, but the battle you're on board with is Spike trying to do Max Verstappen around the outside at turn 3. Now on the outside line, he's got the DRS open, he's going to be stronger in a straight line. Matter though, you know how he likes to race cleanly and fairly, and he's back up the inside in the Campos, and he does a great move to reclaim that position. The Campos of Matter back up into 5th position, Spike in 6th. But look at Racing Bomber, he should be quicker than these two guys ahead, but he's not at the minute because, remember, the tyre wear is higher on the softs than they are on the mediums. The mediums will be working at a much better temperature as we approach 1/5 distance here. Well, we are already through 1/5 distance here in the feature race. Afri leads 1.5 seconds from Navy in 2nd. We approach the end of lap 4. Siege is in 3rd, Vic Miller's in 4th, Matter and Spike and Racing Bomber just in behind as well. Really got a grips of his car there as well. Just made a few mistakes earlier on, a few slight half spins nearly from Racing Bomber, but he's got the car going, and he's just in behind as Spike is now looking for the move on Matter, trying to go around the outside into turn 1. There should be job done, I think. Matter sticks it up the inside though. The LRT team, not quite. Spike has got the move done. Very clean racing, which is what we like to see here in TTL F2. And you never know, this could become an instant classic. Right now, Matter back up the inside of Spike, down into turn 4, and he just basically ensures that the car is there, and he parks the car on the apex as well, make sure Spike doesn't get past. And once again we see a clean move. Matter and Spike nearly fighting up the hill. Matter taking much more speed there through turn 6, now into turn 7 and then into turn 8, the highest point of the track now. Matter though has got past Spike and he's up to 5th position. Racing Bomber is probably just sitting in and waiting. I would honestly be wanting to try and make my way through the field as much as possible. If I was in Racing Bomber's position, he's in a soft compound of tyres. He's got to really create that thin line between, does he attack the cars ahead, but he's also got to remember that he's got to maintain those tyres as well. So that thin line is drawn basically for all the soft runners here tonight. Gort has gone on to a set of softs, so I don't think he'll get to the end of the race, however. I think he's already pitted. Spike again on Matter, trying to go around the outside into turn 1. I think he's got the car fully ahead. No, Matter back up the inside, through the SNRS as they go. Spike up the inside and Matter just forced off track. That was mainly because of the camber of the corner there more than anything else. And Matter is going to be overtaken, I think, here by Spike. Spike right on the back. Oh, he switches to the inside. Spike. Matter racing very hard, very aggressively, but this is good racing, and this is fair racing as well. Racing Bomber trying to get on the act as well. The German looking for a way through. He's a bit boxed in at the minute, with Matter back up the inside on Spike. Very good battling here tonight between those two, as Spike tries to lunge it up the inside once again on Matter. This battle for 5th really getting going, and Racing Bomber is just sitting in behind, waiting for any possible mistakes or any possible contact that is made between the two drivers ahead. Racing Bomber is probably just thinking to himself, if these two begin to battle, I can try and pick my way through the field. And to be honest, it's not a bad idea at all, but he's got to be doing that sooner rather than later, I feel. He is on a set of soft compound tyres. Spike right on the back of Matter, lap 6 out of 20, just ending. We're going to lap 7, little bit of a lag Spike there from Spike and Matter, pardon the pun. Spike goes down on the inside line, just forced Matter off the camber of the corner. Matter's going to try and lunge it back up the inside. He's not going to be close enough this time. Job done for Spike. He's back through on Matter, and he's through up to P5. Navy has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That was obviously cut on the inside of turn 2, I think that was, where, yeah, on the exit of turn 2 through turn 3, that curb can really be punishable for penalties around here in any car, even if it's F1 or F2 cars. It can really punish you, and this track does punish you for penalties, especially in that first sector. Afri though leading the way, it's maintained the gap nicely at 1.5 seconds from Navy in second, but Vickmill now right on the back of Siege, the BWT Arden and the Carling car about to do battle here. 3rd and 4th, we've got everyone still going, which is good to see. Of course, any mistakes from any of these drivers could let go back into the points as well. It's a very long pit stop down here in Brazil at the Autodromo Juan Carlos Pache. Vickmill runs wide slightly off turn 11. Now through turn 12, then through the kink at 13, 14, and then through the last kink, the banked area at 15. Again, a little bit of lag from Siege. Siege is into the pit. So Siege first out into the pit. That is Vickmill going past them. Siege is into the pits then. Matter's right on the back of Spike though in the meantime. So down into turn 1. Gort has retired out of the race at sector 1. Where has he lost that, I wonder? Is that on the... Oh, that's on the exit of turn 2. So that's on the exit of turn 2. Gort has lost that again, probably applying a bit too much power there. And the gap for the leaders came down dramatically. Afri leading by 0.5 of a second. Navy has really got a sail between himself now, as he's trying to get on the back of Afri, the lead of the race. Siege, by the way, and Maze into the pits, both on a set of medium compound tyres. So one of the Carling cars and one of the Dams cars are into the pits there as well. Dams still in within the Constructors' battle for 4th, I think, if I remind myself of the points. I'll have a look at them in a minute. But Afri currently leading the way. 0.6 of a second. Just seems to be, just seems to have lost some time. Possible mistake last lap around, I feel. It's got Navy within touching distance. 0.6. Of course, these guys will be going a bit further into the race. You should expect Vickmill and maybe even Racing Bomber to come into the pits this lap. We'll see if they do exactly that. Vickmill is into the pits. Is Racing Bomber coming in behind as well? Yes, he is. So both of them in. Both soft runners are in. Vickmill 5-second time penalty, and Racing Bomber slows it down nicely and doesn't pick up that 5-second time penalty for speeding within the pit lane. Matter right on the back of Spike for 3rd position. This is the battle you all guys want to see. Battle for the leaders beginning to hot up as well. But Matter trying to get on the back of Spike. And again, connection just dropping slightly, but Spike is holding firm and holds the inside line nicely. Matter nowhere through. Oh, and Navy's lost it. Navy has lost it out of turn 5. didn't see that in front. The camera literally was panned on Matta's point of view. We didn't see that, I'm afraid, but Navy is out of the race. We'll see where his car is. He's on the right-hand side of the track. There he is, Strickland. He's lost it. He's got caught on the curb, hasn't he? Navy has got caught on the curb, I think. That is what's happened there. Siege, by the way, has been jumped by Vickmill in the pits. So Vickmill now up to a net P2 out on track. And Siege down to a net P3. Racing Bomber has also gained. And Navy is out of the race, which means if everyone now continues on, everyone will be picking up the points, which is very good indeed. And we'll have a look very shortly indeed at the comments. In fact, I'll tune in now. We'll go on board with the battle for Vickmill and Siege, have that on in the background. Hopefully everyone doing well, as I say, within the comment section here tonight. Afri still leads, 4.2 seconds, with Spike and Matter by 3/10 away, but one ball with Vickmill and Siege, and this is going to really impact on the second half of the race. Recon saying my boy Navy doing good, he really loves this track. I think I jinxed it. Yeah, I think you did as well. We did, as I say, we didn't see that on the stream. I can only imagine he's got caught on the curb on the exit of turn 4 through turn 5. He's got caught and rolled too much of the curb, and that is why you have seen him out of the race. That is the only reason that I can see. I've seen it before in other leagues that I've commentated on in the past as well. This didn't age well. It really didn't. It really didn't age well. Siege right on the back of Vickmill, down into the braking zone at turn 4. That's his first sector, I think, now from Siege. Personal best at least. Vickmill and Siege battling now for 6th and 7th, currently out on track. But remember, this is, I think, a net P2 or net P3 battle that is going on. As we are halfway through, Afri leads 4 seconds, Spike in 2nd, Matter in 3rd. Those two have been very close together. Alan Kay has lost it on the exit of turn 7 or 8. Alan Kay has lost control of the car. No puncture. Yeah, well, we did see that I was doing a time trial. I was doing a trial with VRT Venom and Alan Kay as well. And Alan was losing it at places in the track where you would expect. And Avery has just had a moment as well. What on earth is happening tonight? Everyone very prone to making a few mistakes here tonight. Avery has lost the lead of the race. What on earth is going on? Siege right on the back of Vickmill though, down into turn 1. Siege on the back of Vickmill, not quite. Siege did as well. That was a 20 flat from the Siege. So around 10 seconds off the pace cars around here. Vickmill now under pressure, the pole and the Brit. Effectively battle down the straight, but not close enough here, I don't think, for Siege. But yeah, just coming on to the point I was on about before we saw Afri's mistake. Alan Kay just was applying a bit too much power out of the corners, and that's probably what you saw there out of turn 8. And just really, you've just got to make sure that the balance between the braking and the power is minimal, really minimal around these corners, especially through the middle sector. It's a very technical middle sector. The back end can step out quite easy. That's why you're seeing a few mistakes out on track here tonight. And to be honest, I made a few mistakes early on in that trial as well, and I've got to be honest, it's a good job I'm a commentator rather than a racer. But anyways, lap 12 out of 20, Spike now leads by 9 seconds the gap from Matter in 2nd. After he's into the pits, so something has happened to Matter out on track. How's that gap 9 seconds? I'm very, very confused here tonight. Siege right on the back of Vickmill though for 4th and 5th. And he has got ahead of both are ahead of Afri. So this is actually the net battle for the lead that we are on board with now between Vickmill and Siege. These guys probably not thinking that they will be in a net battle for the lead, but they are. And they deserve it as well. Siege and Vickmill battling hard here, running up towards turn 6 once again at the double right-hander through 6 and 7. Siege not going to be close enough. Trying to go switch back down the inside. Not quite close enough there though. Looking at some of the comments that are coming through. Yeah, I totally agree on some of the comments that are coming through. I really don't like the handling of these cars. It's so bad on power. Yeah, I've got to agree on that, and especially around this track in particular. The handling of these cars, one drop of the power through the corners and you do lose the car quite vigorously and quite hard. and that's probably why you've been seen, as I say, and I've already alluded to, few mistakes out on track from a few of the drivers, Afri included in that. Vic-Mill and Siege though, current net battle for the lead. Spike is just on the exit of the pit box. Vic-Mill and Siege now coming through kink at 15 and now down into turn 1. And there is Spike, there is Vic-Mill. This is going to be very close indeed between these two. Let's have a look. Vic-Mill is on the inside. There is Spike on the inside. And Spike is just going to be jumped, I think, by Vic-Mill. Is he going to be jumped by the Carlin car as well of Siege? No, he doesn't. Spike sticks himself ahead. So that is advantage Spike now then. With a set of soft-compounded tyres. With 5 tenths separating the net battle for the lead. Andy probably thinking to himself, I'm in the lead of the race. It's going absolutely fantastically for Andy. Currently out in front. Of course, he will have to pit very soon indeed. I would imagine he'll be in this lap. Is he going to hold everyone up, I wonder? Let's have a find out. If he does, this is going to be really intriguing indeed. If he does hold these guys up. Afri is on the back of Matter. He's really got the hammer down. He's on the back of Matter. He actually came out just ahead of him when the pit stops. Right on board with the battle for second though for now. On lap 13 out of 20, we are flying through the action here in the feature race. Of course, sprint race still to come. Andy has a moment coming out of turn 13. Goodness me, Vic-Mill and Spike managed to negotiate them fine, and now Spike within the slipstream of Vic-Mill. Both have got DRS. There should be advantage Spike now down into turn 1. The Brit and the Pole do side by side down into turn 1 on lap 14 out of 20. Spike, Vic-Mill. Take your pick, Vic-Mill, oh, very close to contact, and Spike on the inside line will manage to get the move done, I think. Vic-Mill is still there, though. The Pole not giving up without a fight. 1.5 tenths separating into turn 4, and Vic-Mill has to give way. Spike has got the lead of the rest then from Vic-Mill. Fantastic driving, though, between them both, and Siege not too far off either. He's only 8.5 tenths behind in third. Racing Bomber in 4th position at this moment in time. He's already been into the pits, of course. Matter and Afri now doing battle, 5th and 6th. The German on the back of the Brit. The LRT team will be very happy with Matter's performance so far. Very consistent. 2 fourths, of course, for his name last week. And Afri now on the back, trying to find a way through. Mays, Andy and Alan Kay are 7th, 8th and 9th. Alan Kay is through sector 1. Yeah, he's ahead of the guys ahead, which is good to see. But Afri right on the back of Matter, 5th and 6th currently. Racing Bomber has picked up a 3-second time penalty. That was on the exit of turn 11. Oh, and he's lost it. Racing Bomber has lost control of the car. He resets the track, which I'm not personally a fan of, but it would have cost him more time, I think, not to reset to the track. In the meantime, Afri on the back. This is now for 4th. Afri, oh, Matter lingering up the wall. Oh, that is fantastic. Afri down the inside of Matter. Oh, that is brilliant. That might be one of the moves of the race. Matter back down the inside, force him off track. Oh, that's a bit of a difficult one to really judge there, I've got to be honest. Matter and Afri just both fighting very hard and very aggressive and very fair, I've got to say. Afri just contacting with Matter. It will be difficult to judge that one. I have a feeling though it was racing incident. But don't take my word for it. Of course, it will be looked after the race if any incidents are investigated by that. But Afri was lunging it down the inside. He really positioned himself into a good position, and then I think the corner has really just caught them both out. Matter and Afri just trying to on the outside line, Matter on the inside line, trying to force the issue, and I think a little bit of contact is being made there. What do you guys make of it in the chat? It'll be very interesting to see your opinions on that. Siege right on the back of Vic-Mill though, and Siege is on a flyer, trying to go down the inside now on Vic-Mill. He's half committed for the move, a little bit of contact. Siege just trying to get up the inside. Spike has got a 3-second time penalty. He leads now by 2.6 seconds. Vic-Mill is now in second, but for how long? For Siege, right on the back in the Carlin car. And Carlin and BWT do battle. Siege not going to go for the move. I think that's a wise affair there. Got 5 more laps to go. 4.5 if you're being picky. Spike leads, 2.8 seconds. From Vic-Mill in second, Siege in third position. Matter, Afri, Racing Bomber, Mays, Andy and Alan Kay. Yeah, my accent is probably pronouncing it as Massa. It is Matter. Matt 3R is his name, but I call him Matter anyways. So just to confirm that. But obviously this has been a really fair race. We've seen a lot of good moves out on track. Vikmil and Siege 3/10 away from each other, and the cloud beginning to build slightly here in TTL F2. I don't think it's going to rain. But Spike leads the way, 3.3 seconds. I'll try and have a check of the penalties before the end of the race. I'm just going to focus on this battle for now between Vikmil and Siege. Afri is trying to get closer to Matter as well. 2.5 10 separating and coming across the line. Vikmil is still in second position. So let's have a look at the penalties quickly. 3 warnings and 5-second time penalty and a penalty there for Spike. So he's got 8 seconds. Vikmil has got 8 seconds. Siege has got nothing. So Siege has got nothing. He could just stay within touching distance of Vikmil, and then it'll come clearer. Matter has got 8 seconds worth of penalties. Afri has got 3 seconds. Racing Bomber has got 3 seconds. Mace has got 5 seconds. Andy has got 5 seconds. Plenty of penalties here. Alan K's got nothing. Good to see. And Nevi and Gort, of course, out of the race. But very hard, very fair battling going on now between Vikmil and Siege. We've got 3.5 laps to the end of the race. And remember, the sprint race is still to come. If you thought the feature race was quite hectic, wait until you see the sprint race. Because remember, the top 8 will be reversed. So Andy will be starting up in pole position. First pole position of the season for Andy. Of course, the grid will be reversed, as I say. Vikmil and Siege. Now, onto lap 18 we go. Spike leads the way onto lap 18. 3.9 seconds. Siege much closer this time, though. Lunging it down the inside. Vikmil is there. Flickwise to Spike by mistake, but Siege is at the inside of Vikmil with a lap older tyres. These two begin to battle out, a little bit of glitching going on between them both. Afri is trying to get close to Matter as well. 1.1 seconds. Vikmil down the outside line. Siege just coming across into him. Vikmil trying to lunge it around the outside here. This will be brave stuff if he can hold it around the outside. The pole just getting caught in the AstroTurf, and it's advantage Siege on the inside. Vikmil just forced offline. Camber the corner not helping either. But Siege is back into that second position. Vikmil in third. As I say, Afri is chasing down Matter in behind. Matter has got a lot pressure tyres than Afri, so you would imagine that the pace is probably in Matter's favour, but Afri beginning to close him down. 1.1 seconds. Don't count your chickens just yet, because they'll be going in the coop, of course, after the race. That's a terrible chicken pun. 5 seconds now the gap between Spike and Siege. Vikmil is in third. Matter fourth. Afri in fifth position. And we'll really see. We're right on board, actually, and see how Afri is catching and whereabouts he is catching Matter within the thing. He's just applied a little bit too less power through there, and that's where he's gaining the time. Vikmil, though, has been seen off, it seems, by Siege. We're on to the penultimate lap here in the feature race. The final 2 rounds of TTL F2, plus the Cup, of course, to come next week. But the official season is about to end. Vikmil, much better run there by Vikmil compared to Siege, and he's looking to the outside line. Is he going to be half committed? He could go switch back down on the inside of turn 5. He switches to the outside line now, onto the inside line for turn 6. Fantastic stuff from Vikmil if he can get this done. Trying to judge it to perfection, but he just half committed again, and Siege holds on to the position, but Vikmil giving him something to think about, and the pole really impressing here tonight in Brazil. Siege as well impressing, everyone pretty much impressing, I've got to say, here tonight. Navy and Gort, of course, out of the race. They're not going to be picking up the points, sadly. Spike, though, has got 6 seconds over Siege. That gap increases by another 1.5 seconds. Spike will be getting the win on Siege. Sorry, Spike will be getting the win on Siege. He's got to increase the gap by another 2 seconds within the final lap. Vikmil has just lost a bit of time there. You saw the snap of overseer that he had coming out of the final technical corner out on track. And Vikmil now behind on Siege, but on to the final lap. Spike has got to put the hammer down now. It's got to be like a qualifying lap for Spike if he wants to take this win fairly out on track without any penalties bothering him. Siege is in second, 6.1 seconds the gap. Remember, 1.9 seconds to gain for Spike here tonight on Siege. And at the minute, it's not good enough, and I have a feeling it is probably not going to be good enough as well. But Spike now leads the way up the hill. 6 seconds the gap, just extending that out, 6.1. Vicmel still chasing Siege for this third position. Afri's within a second now on Matter. However, it's too little too late, I'm afraid, for the German. He has already wrapped up the championship, luckily. Andy has picked up a 3-second time penalty there as well. Siege just 6.1 behind, 6.2. The gap again increasing. You would imagine Spike will have the tyres to the end, but only after 4 or 5 laps to begin to go. But Spike through turn 12 for the final time, now up the hill towards 13, 14 and 15. It's been a very dominant drive from Spike. He's made sure that he went onto the right set of tyres towards the end, and Spike the Brit will come across the line to win the race. But remember the penalties, because Siege, I think, is going to be taking the win here unless he's picked up something. Siege across the line, he does take it by 1.8 seconds. Vicmel gets a 5-second time penalty added on as well. Matter has done well to hold off on Afri for 4th. Remember, penalties will be added. Afri and Matter stay as they are. Plenty of unserved penalties being added here tonight. Penalty haven we can call Brazil here tonight. Racing Bomber, good impressive performance from him in 6th. Really doing a good job. Mason 7th. We'll have a look at the position gains right at the end. Most gained by Spike, 3 gained for Siege, Mason, Andy, 2 gained for Vicmil. There's across the line. Andy now coming across the line to finish in 8th position, and that will be your top 8 reversed, of course. Alan Kane now coming across the line in 9th. 2 positions gained for Vicmil as well. Alan Kane just picked up a 3-second time rally there, but he is coming around the final couple of corners now. And the Irishman will be coming across the line to finish in P9, but it's valuable points for the Irishman. He's done a good job out on track. Solani comes and gains 5 seconds on the timings as a result of penalties. But fantastic win for Spike, who takes it out on track, but of course Siege does take it out on track as a result of the penalties, and he goes to the top step of the podium in the car. What that does to the championship standings, who knows? Who knows? You'll have to wait and find out for that, I'm afraid. I can't do quick maths because we've got another race up and coming. I'm just going to have some Haribos while we go on. Yeah, Andy did lead a lap. It's a shame we don't have points for leading a lap in Formula 2. If not, I might get added. You never know. But it is Siege who takes the win. The only one without penalties out on track. So good job by Siege. He takes the win and takes full 25 points. Spike takes fastest lap, so we'll get 19 points instead of 20 as shown on your screen. Vicmel in 3rd, Matter in 4th, with Afri in 5th, Racing Bomber in 6th, Alan K in 9th, Navy in 10th, and Gort in 11th position. The rebuild, because that was a bit of a mouthful to say with them in. Just to keep my voice going, and they can give me a bit of water towards the end. I was shouting end the race at that point. I was also nearly shouting end the race at that point as well. That would have been fantastic. And Spike forgot the pit lane on F2 is 37 miles an hour. Yeah, it is. But here we go. I will be back very shortly indeed. There we go. Fantastic stuff. We have lost Gort, so everyone now guaranteed points as long as they finish the race. We come here tonight for round 10, and I can't believe it's the final round. This is the final race. The final race of TTL F2, and what a season it has been. Let's hope the sprint race is like anything we've seen so far this season. It should be great for the drivers out on track. It should be great for you, the viewers, and it should be great for me commentating on the action as well. The formation lap just about to begin now. And we're underway for the final formation lap of the season, and Andy leads us off on 14 laps here in Brazil. It's going to be literally over quick as a flash, this race. And what a race we have in prospect. But it is Andy who takes pole position, of course, finished 8th in the last race, so is on pole position for the first time this season. And you never know, the sprint race does favour those guys who are out in front, but I have a feeling we're going to be seeing quite a few from the back beginning to come through the field. My prediction for the win, as everyone has gone on to a set of medium compound of tyres, which I don't need to explain on that. My prediction for the top 3 for the final race of the season is as follows. Afri to take the win, Siege for 2nd, Andy for 3rd. Go on, I'll put Andy in there. I have to. He's starting in 1st position at this moment in time. But we come towards the end of the formation lap. Andy has been put for 3rd place. He's probably shouting at me now for putting that in. But we are at the end of the formation lap already, and unbelievably, this is the final formation lap that you'll see for TTL F2 this season. Of course, the Cup still to come next week. All details will come at that later on. But here we go. Final round about to begin. As we are about to get going, 5 red lights about to come on for the final sprint race of the season. Eventually, light down, away we go. Andy gets a very good start from the line. May's a bit better though on the start. The dam's going to be up the inside of Andy, but Andy has mastered the start and mastered the gears. Afri down the inside of Racing Bomber, and May's down into turn 1. He's got 1, I think. Afri on the inside line, not quite getting Racing Bomber, and the stairs they are really. Vic Miller's up a few positions. Matter down in 6th, Spike in 7th, pretty much 3 wide for 2nd here. Mays, Vic Mill, Afri, oh, it's 3 wide for 3rd. Oh, very close indeed. Matter just getting involved in that as well. Very good racing though between them all, and very clean stuff. And Andy has got 1.2 seconds over the field. Mays is holding pretty much a train up and behind. Afri and Racing Bomber finding out for 3rd, and Afri has got the move done on Racing Bomber. Around the outside, that is phenomenal stuff. If Andy can keep this going, he could be winning this race right here, right now. Andy 1.1 seconds clear of Mays in 2nd, and the Scotsman doing a good job out in front. He's got to make sure that pace is kept up, and he could lead the first lap of the race with a 2nd advantage currently. Mays in 2nd, Afri in 3rd, of course. We'll see the position changes come up very shortly indeed. There are the position changes, in fact. Afri has gained 1, Vic Mill's gained 1, Spike has gained 1, Navy has gained 1 as well after disappointment in the first race. Afri now on the back of Mays, and Afri now on the inside on the camber of the corner. Is going to get the move done on Mays down the straight. That is Racing Bomber coming out of nowhere, trying to go up the inside of Mays now as well. The German just getting close to the back of Mays, but it is Andy who leads the way from Afri in 2nd, Mays in 3rd, Racing Bomber in 4th. Spike has dropped down a couple of positions, must have had a bit of contact with somebody coming out of the first couple of corners, but Andy leads through the first sector again. Racing Bomber down the inside of Mays completes the move. The German up the inside, and he's up to 3rd position. Vic Mill right on the back of Mays as well, and look at the pole, he's trying to go up the inside of the Brits, not quite close enough. He will try and go switch back up the hill in towards turn 7 and 8, and Vic Mill down the inside on Mays. The pole not hanging around, and the BWT Arden car is up in the 4th position. Matter trying to go around the outside now on Mays. Mays is dropping down the field like literally, and he's dropping down again because that is Navy launching up the inside as well. Matter and Navy gaining positions through the field. Mays though holding that position on Navy for now, and Siege is involved in this as well. Spike and Alan Kane not too far off. Of course, Gorf not racing, so you can ignore him in contention. He's in the pits there. Andy though leads the way, but he's got company with Afri right on the back of him already. The Scotsman is under pressure. The German, I think, is just going to take it on to lap 3 out in front. He sets the new fastest lap of the race with a 1:20.2. And Afri down the inside on Andy. Andy tries to go switch back around the outside. Can he get the move done? Afri is there. Andy's on the inside now. Afri around the outside like Max Verstappen. Very close indeed. Andy just jumps back into the slipstream, trying to get the run. He's got no DRSs, Andy, I don't think either. But Afri has held the lead of the race. Great racing here. Andy back down to second. Racing Bomber now on the back in third. Vic Mill, Matter, Navy and Mays are having a good scrap up the hill in towards turn 6. Navy down the inside, Mays holding it around the outside, the Dams car holding it around the outside, phenomenal stuff by Mays. Around the outside, Siege getting nearly into a little bit of tangling match with Navy, slight contact on the rear end. Mays is in the back end, sorry, that's Spike in 6th position, Navy in 7th, I do apologise, I'm getting my Dams cars mixed up. Oh damn, Spike in 6th, Navy in 7th, Mays in 9th, just to clarify, and he's lost control of the car and he's gone into Alan Kay. Non-avoiding action there from Alan Kay. Just a racing incident, simple as that. Racing Bomber on the back of Andy. Everything kicking off here in the sprint race, as it always does. After he leads the way by nearly 2 seconds coming across the line. Andy, Racing Bomber, look at Vic Mill. Vic Mill round the outside of both of them. Surely not round the outside. Can he get the car stopped? Yes, he can. Is he on the inside line? Yes, he is. He gets the move done on Andy, but doesn't get it done on Racing Bomber. That was good stuff. Andy just loses control of the car slightly. Matter is through up into 4th. Andy now dropping down into 5th. Navy's right on the back of Spike, lunging it down the inside into turn 4. Not quite, and Spike holds the position. The Dams car in 6th. 7th for Navy. Siege and 8th. Mays after that mistake in 9th position. And Alan Kay in 10th position as well. What a hectic opening. That's still ongoing. Afri leads the way. 1.8 seconds out on track from Racing Bomber in 2nd. And the gap has just come down slightly. And the German doing a good job. It's a German 1-2 at the minute. But the Paul in 3rd. Vic Mill. Matter for the Brits are in 4th with the Scotsman. Andy in 5th. Spike in 6th. The Spike has just forced his way through there, and Andy gets the move done. Now he's into turn 10. Gets the move done. He's up the inside. He's up to 5th. Navy now lunges it down the inside. Never going to work. Navy lunges it up the inside there. Andy doesn't really need to wait for that, to be honest. He is going to. Good sportsmanship shown there. Navy, though, was down the inside. I'm not sure if Andy turned into him. It just looked like he got lunged up on the curve slightly. Vic Mill! Oh my god! Vic Mill nearly into the back of Racing Bomber. Very late on the brakes there from the pole. Got to make sure he gets his braking points correct. Matter now on the back, slips back into the slipstream. Afri, though, was 2.1 seconds ahead and is dominating out in front. We're nearly at the halfway stage here in Brazil for the final round of TTL F2 this season, the official season, of course. The Cup race still to come afterwards, next week, of course, that is. Afri leads the way. Andy has dropped a position. He was letting them through. So Navy is through and he's up to P7. Andy letting him through there. Good sportsmanship shown there, and I don't think an investigation is probably needed about that either. Of course, we'll have a look after the race. Afri 2.1 seconds leading the way from Racing Bomber to come towards the end of lap 5. Spike is right on the back of Vic Mill of Matter. Matter's on the back of Vic Mill as well. They are. Racing Bomber's going to look he's going to be like a sitting duck running down the straight here. Vic Mill not close enough, I don't think. 5/10 of a second. With the DRS now open, not going to be close enough down into turn 1, or is he? Look at the closing speed. The pole now down the inside. Is he going to lunge it? Racing Bomber, Vic Mill again. Just trying to go up the inside there. Is he going to try and switch it back? Not quite. Racing Bomber holds the position, holds firm in 2nd. Matter, Spike right on the back as well. This is going to be Tyson and dicing currently at the minute. Vic Mill on the outside on Racing Bomber. Is he going to get the move done? Racing Bomber just leaned on him slightly, but Vic Mill getting the move done. Look at the run of Spike on Matter as well. We're taking this on board with Spike. This is unbelievable racing by all 4 of them. Vic Mill up the inside of Racing Bomber. Spike up the inside of Matter. Gets the position. Spike has got through on Matter. He's up to P4, and Vic Mill and Racing Bomber are still side by side. This is unreal stuff here. Racing Bomber, Vic Mill now back down the inside. Spike trying to find a way through. This is all on board with Matter, of course. Vic Mill and Racing Bomber just giving each other something to think about. The German and the Paul fighting each other for second position. The stairs they are. Racing Bomber, Vic Mill, Spike through on Matter. The only real position gain out of all of that. It's up into 4th position as a result. Close the halfway stage here in the sprint race. All of this battling enabling Afri to get away by nearly 3 seconds. Racing Bomber now in 2nd. Vic Mill in 3rd. Watch out for the closing speed again on the pole down the straight. Again, is he going to be close enough? He's going to have to be forced around the outside. He's gone into the back of him. Vic Mill into the back of him. Not sure what is occurring between these two out on track. You've got to keep it clean, guys. You've got to keep it clean. Otherwise, the viewers will not be getting paid to view the action. And again, Racing Bomber just coming across. Spike now trying to go for a double move. He's got past Racing Bomber. Matter down the inside there. Beautiful rear cam. Finally, the Codemaster's rear cam paying off. Racing Bomber is all out of shape. Spike has got the move done on Vic Mill and is up into P2. Oh my god, this is breathless stuff. Siege around the outside on Racing Bomber as well. He's up to 5th. Vic Mill and Matt are now fighting out for 3rd. Literally, it's very similar to the race that I had around here, or the race that I commentated on for SLM GT Sport. Yes, it's GT Sport, but still, it's very, very similar, the action here tonight in F2 compared to that race that I was commentating on Sunday as a result of my disconnect. But let's be say about that. Matter right on the back of Vic Mill. Spike now getting away. 1.2 seconds and 1.3 seconds now that gap, and is extending further. Vic Mill and Matter under pressure now on board with Siege. We'll take on board with Siege. See if he's going to get closer. Vic Mill might be a sitting duck down the straight. Matter on the outside line. Vic Mill again. Just got to make sure his braking point is there this time. And Matter has got the move done. He's up to 3rd position. Good stuff there by the Brit, making sure he reads the scenario right. And Matter is up to 3rd position. Vic Mill, Siege, Racing Bomber. Taking on board with Racing Bomber down the straight. Siege down the inside on Vic Mill. Not quite. Oh, very close indeed. Very, very close indeed. Vic Mill holds the position. The BWT Arden holding off the Carlin car with the Sauber Junior car of Racing Bomber in behind. And on his return to racing after his internet issues, really doing a good job, and he could be lining himself up for a possible title contention next season. Of course, TTL F2 will be packed with action. Oh, Siege trying to lunge it up the inside of Vic Mill. Not quite. Oh, thanks for trying though, Siege. Thanks for trying. And again, Siege just looking quicker than Vic Mill down the hill into turn 12. Afri though leads. I don't think we've seen many penalties this race. Afri leads 4.1 seconds, the gap, and has extended that further. Spike in 2nd. Matter now in 3rd has driven away from this battle with Vic Mill and now Siege, and now Racing Bomber on the back as well. Siege down the inside of Vic Mill. Vic Mill trying to go around the outside. Is he going to switch it back down into turn 2? Both side by side multi through here. Good stuff by Vic Mill. Oh, Racing Bomber has lost control of the car. Oh, good recovery. Racing Bomber, good recovery. Siege and Vic Mill fighting side by side though. Shame Racing Bomber lost it there. Vic Mill has ran the outside on Siege down the straight, and he's got the move done. He's up to 4th position. These two battling hard, fair, and mainly clean, which is good to see. It's exactly what we ordered, and exactly what the doctor ordered as well. 5.5 laps to go. Afri leads, 4 seconds the gap. Spike in 2nd, Matter 3rd, Vic Mill 4th, Siege in 5th. It's all really calmed down now a little bit compared to earlier on. As there's a yellow flag in sector 2, and Spike is in the wall. Spike is in the wall at one of the weirdest points where you can lose it on the track. What on earth has happened there? I think, coming off the camera of the corner, he's had a bit of a half spin. He's trying to correct the car and he's gone into the wall, and Spike gets out of the way. Oh, he is going to be ruining himself there. He is going to be ruining his luck. That's so unfortunate. Good race from Spike in the first race. However, Siege is on the outside of Vic Mill down into turn 1. Is going to get the move done. Siege is up to P3. The Carlin car past the BWT. Remember, there's still Constructors battle ongoing here tonight. I think Trident obviously have done enough to take the Constructors, and certainly with Afri's performances tonight certainly allows that. Vic Miller again, looking around the outside on Siege, not quite, spike into the pits as a result of contact. He is going to be so frustrated with him making that mistake. Not sure what occurred there. Hopefully we do get an explanation of things afterwards. With 4.5 laps to go, still on board with the battle for third at the minute, Siege and Vic Mill. As I say, there's not really much in terms of battling happening down or up and down the field, I should say. Afri still leading by 6.4 seconds, and that gap has increased significantly from Mata in second position. With Siege in third, Vic Mill in fourth. Remember, Spike was in second when he made that mistake. He's under a soft compound of tyres. The fastest lap point is still available, of course, to the drivers, so Spike will be aiming for that. And the gap now between Siege and Vic Mill has extended dramatically. 1.1 seconds now the gap, and no chance of any overtakes here. So we'll go and have a look at the comments and see what you guys have been saying during this race. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this race. The sprint race always throws out always throws up some great racing, of course. And for the majority of it, it's been hard, it's been fair. Majority of the times it's been clean as well. Any incidents, of course, we'll have a look at afterwards. And certainly it's going to be going right down to the wire here for the constructors. But with 3.5 laps to go, we'll run on board with the battle, but we'll run on board with the leader Afri, who's currently out in front by 6.5 seconds the gap. Mata second, Siege third, Vic Mill fourth. That gap has extended out. So we can now really focus on some of the guys that we haven't focused on here tonight so far. Afri 6.8 seconds ahead of Mata, and he's really done a good job. Afri wrapped up the championship last week in Mexico and dominating the sprint race. Didn't have it his own way, of course, in the feature race, but Afri doing a great job here tonight in the sprint race, and onto the final 3 laps leads by 6.6 seconds, and hopefully he will defend his title next season in TTL F2 when it starts, when the official season starts in the new year. There is blue flags being shown, which is for absolutely nobody. I'm not sure why they're being shown. Afri 6.6 seconds ahead of Mata. Siege trying to eke into that advantage. 1.7 seconds the gap between Mata and Siege at this moment in time. Carlin trying to chase down the Campos car. Mata, of course, a recent addition to TTL F2, and has been a revelation since he's joined, really. 2 fourth places last week. Going to be getting himself a potential podium here tonight in the second race, in the sprint race. And he's done a fantastic job since joining, and real asset going forward. As I say, real asset going forward in the league. And look forward to see what he can do in a first full season with Siege right on the tail of him. 1.7 seconds behind at the minute. And again, Siege being very consistent throughout the league this season. And just getting up the points. Yeah, Siege on 144 points. He will be wrapping up that third place here tonight. And he is third in this race as well, which is quite poignant. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Racing Bomber has lost it again at the same point where he did last time. Unbelievably. The German dropping down to 6th then, Navy up to 5th as a result of that. The Paul Vic Mill has been driving a bit aggressively for my liking here tonight, but the Paul has done a good job in 4th position. Again, has been very consistent since joining. 103 points to his name. Navy in 5th. Not went his way here tonight at all, but the real gain that he can take out of this race is 5 positions gain, which is fantastic stuff. And he's now up to 5th as a result of Racing Bomber's mistake. Racing Bomber, again, very consistent here tonight, has came back to some resemblance of his old form, which is good. Andy the Scotsman, well, he started off pole position. As you would expect, he's dropped down the field, but has really drove this race well, and he's in 7th position, and he's really drove it well as a result of Spike and Alan Kay making a few mistakes, and obviously I think both of them have been into the pits as well. And he picks up a 3-second time penalty there, but has done a good job, and the Scotsman should be happy with his performances here tonight. Much improved, I've got to say as well. Mays as well, dropping down the field very early on in the race, has held his firm in 8th position. We are on to the final lap with Afri. 7.6 seconds clear. Spike, well, he can pretty much forget about this race, to be honest. He can forget about this race after obviously coming across the line to win in the feature race, and then to have it dropped off right at the end because of penalties. He is going to be coming across the line in 9th at the minute, and Alan Kay still doing a good job there in 10th position. The Irishman, of course, really finding big he's making a few little bitterly errors, I've got to say, but he's been doing good in 10th position, and the car is very hard to handle around this track, so full credit to him and full credit to all the drivers here tonight for completing, and everyone is going to complete the sprint race as long as we don't have any crashes coming across the line. Afri is through the final corner. Mata and Siege, look at Siege closing in on Mata. We'll go on board with that in just a second, but Afri across the line. The Brazilian Grand Prix, the sprint race is his. Afri takes it. Mata is holding off Siege for now, and he's just going to come across the line in second. Yes, he does. 0.2 of a second. Another lap, it would have been a different story. Siege across the line in third and behind. Vic Mill across the line in fourth, picks up a 3-second time penalty. Navy across the line in fifth, good result from him. Again, gains the most positions. Racing Bomber going to be coming across the line in sixth position. For me, my driver of the day, just to clarify on stream, is Mata. I think he's drove very consistently here tonight and looks a real promising aspect going forward. Mata is my driver of the day. Andy across the line in 7th, Mays in 8th. Spike has lost it out of the final couple of corners in 9th position. He was on for the points as well, on for the position in 9th position, and he's going to be coming across the line in 9th position. Is he going to do any donuts, I wonder? Yes, that's what he's going to try and do in the F2 cars. He does realise that Alan Kay is going to be coming up towards him. I don't think Spike really matters. Oh, he's crashing into the wall. Spike is crashing into the wall. Here comes Alan Kay. Is he going to try and nick the 9th position off him? Spike gets across the line in 9th, and Alan Kay across the line in 10th, and they're both crashing into each other right at the line. Spike across the line 9th, Alan Kay in 10th, but it is Afri who takes it in the sprint race, and that is the action done for tonight. The TTL F2 action done for tonight. And Afri takes the top step of the podium. After a bit of a lacklustre first race, he repays himself, and the champion can now be crowned the champion. He takes it here in Brazil in the sprint race. Fantastic stuff, and the German should be very happy with his performances. Mata as well, finishing up on this podium as well. And we'll run down the rest of the grid very shortly indeed as we come to the end of the TTL F2 season. It is Afri though who takes it, 8.5 seconds the gap to Mata in second, Siege in third with Vic Mill in fourth, Navy in fifth, Racing Bomber in sixth, Andy in seventh, Mays in eighth, Spike in ninth, Alan Kay in 10th. They pick up their points. Good results by everyone, I've got to say. Obviously a few mistakes on the way around. That's what you can expect really around this track, but great stuff by Afri to take the win. Let's have a look at the weekend results. Siege takes the most points. He takes 25 and 10 out of race 1 and race 2, so 35 points for him. Afri gets 25, Mata gets 24, Vic Mill 23, Spike in 22. Remember, these points definitely not accurate because some of the points will be different with the sprint race point system, of course. But that is just to see who got the most points over the course of the weekend here in Brazil. But that is it from us here in TTL F2. Of course, do tune in on Thursday, TTL F1. I'll be Kevin McKinley and Andy Campbell taking you through that one. And then on Friday, we do TTSL Leagues 1 and 2. I'll be covering League 2, which will be at the earlier time of 7:30. And then League 1 will be getting covered by Malk and the other commentator's name. I forgot his... Oh, hang on a minute. Right. I'm gonna have to have a look at this. Dear me. Tej. I thought I was gonna say TJ, but Tej is the other commentator, so he's going to be taking you through that one alongside Malk, of course, as well. And then we do it all again with TT_Project Cars next week as well. But that is it from me, JamesHead14. I'll bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.